have no idea what happened to Cindy.
Police are questioning a man about the disappearance of a young woman named Cindy Vanderheiden.
And your name came up specifically.
I don't know where they come up with that because I'm not aware that we were supposed to meet.
He was evasive, did not want to completely come out and tell us about his contact with Cindy.
Do you think this is a frivolous waste of our time and yours?
What's frivolous?
Stupid, silly. Okay, you know, there's something, I see it when you walk in the door, I see how you react towards me. So I'll tell you right now, you worry me big time.
Stockton, California. Police respond to a missing person report. A man says his daughter is nowhere to be found, but he spotted her car parked in a cemetery near their house.
The vehicle was left unlocked. Her purse, her cell phone, her cigarettes, everything of her belongings were inside the car. I called for backup units to come out.
Detective Deborah Scheffel is assigned to the case.
One of Cindy's friends, who had seen her earlier the day she disappeared, Cindy told her that she thought she would be meeting up with a former boyfriend that night about 10 o'clock.
Cops track down the man and bring him in for an interview.
He was supposedly a former boyfriend and friend of hers.
Yeah, let's talk about there's some rumors and stuff going around.
When people start talking, I just walk away. I don't listen to that.
You don't pay attention to it?
He didn't seem concerned at all, and that concerned us.
You had sex with her. You mentioned that you'd gone to the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
And how many times did you do that?
I believe 3 or 4 times, something like that.
He admits having been at the cemetery where Cindy's car was found.
It was too much of a coincidence to ignore.
We always ask people to take a lie detector test. All right. Would you be willing to take one of those so we can clear this up?
Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever it takes.
We're going to do it right now. All right. Okay? Hold on, and I'll be right back.
But when they leave him alone, they see his mood change, and it makes them more suspicious.
He completely broke composure.
Take a polygraph.
As a truthful person, I want you to pass this. And in that way, it helps us.
Don't worry, I'm going to pass it.
Okay. Okay. How do you feel? You feel okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. Is today Thursday?
No.
The lie detector test begins with simple questions to establish a baseline.
Am I wearing a white shirt?
Yes.
Then the questions get more serious.
Do you know the whereabouts of Cindy Vanderheiden?
No.
Are you responsible for the disappearance of Cindy Vanderheiden?
No.
Okay, give me about a minute or two here to read this chart, and then I'll be back with you, okay?
The man passes the lie detector with flying colors.
Despite the discrepancies in his statements, we were able to eliminate him as a suspect.
As his cell phone records correctly show, the man received a call from Vanderheiden, but he didn't pick up the phone. And when they check his alibi, he is completely cleared of all suspicion. And cops are back to square one. Investigators decide to resume their search at a local bar where Cindy Vanderheiden is known to have spent a lot of time.
Do you know Cindy Vanderheiden? We backtracked to the bar in Linden.
We had to talk with all of the individuals, patrons of the bar, bartenders.
Do you remember who she was with?
And they get a promising lead. Cindy had been there the night she disappeared.
The bartender knew the names of the people that Cindy'd been talking to. And that was when we learned that she'd been in conversation with Lauren Herzog.
Lauren Herzog, a 32-year-old bar regular, was seen there that night with his hunting buddy, Wesley Shermantine. They bring in Lauren Herzog.
Anyway, Lauren, what we want to do is go over all the events that you remember from start to finish and get it down for the record.
During that first interview, we locked him into a statement about his activities that night and what he knew about Cindy Vanderheiden's disappearance.
We have a young woman who's missing under very suspicious circumstances, and we don't expect to find her alive, okay? So we're treating this as a homicide investigation, okay?
Detective Scheffel quickly puts Herzog on the defensive.
If you don't have anything to hide about this situation, then be totally honest. Lauren, we know that you were talking to Cindy in the Linden Inn.
Well, I said I was. Last time I seen her, I was still in front of the bar. Honestly, last time I seen her.
Lauren Herzog basically said that they had left that night from the bar and went home and never seen Cindy Vanderheiden again.
What do you think happened to Cindy, Lauren?
I really don't know. I thought about it, I don't know.
With nothing to hold him on, cops have to let him go.
Can we take you back home?
Please. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Police then focus on Herzog's friend, Wesley Shermantine. But when they run their background check on Shermantine, they find something that changes the case forever.
Wesley Shermantine was involved with another case back in the early 1980s with an individual by the name of Chevelle Wheeler.
Cindy Vanderheiden is missing. The main suspect, Wes Shermantine, was also suspected in a missing person case 15 years earlier. And in both cases, his friend Lauren Herzog's name has been mentioned.
I couldn't ignore the fact that Shermantine had been such a viable suspect and that Herzog had yet again been his alibi. Lauren Herzog and Wes Shermantine had initially been neighbors since they were in kindergarten and had been constant friends throughout their entire lives.
Wes, where is Cindy Vanderheiden?
I don't know.
I'd be an idiot not to look into you really hard, okay? And I'm not an idiot, despite what you may think.
And he continued to deny.
I don't know. I've never been with her.
Okay.
I don't know who she was. I know nothing about Cindy.
And that's what you've been saying, but that's not the truth.
Police are suspicious of Shermantine, but they don't have enough for an arrest. What they can do is get a warrant to search his car.
We knew that Herzog and Shermantine left Linden in Shermantine's car.
They bring the car into the police garage and inspect it for evidence.
We found blood in the trunk gasket and in the plastic light bezel at the back of the taillight assembly.
This is hard evidence now. This is evidence that we'll be able to present to a jury.
The point is that you and I both know that the blood in that trunk is going to be Cindy Vanderheiden's.
You'd make a good storyteller, you know that?
It's not a story, Wes. I wish it was, but it's not.
And the story becomes something even more chilling when the blood from Shermantine's car is identified.
And it was Cindy Vanderheiden's DNA.
It's enough to arrest Wesley Shermantine for murder, even though they haven't found Cindy's body. But investigators aren't done. Now they go after his friend, Lauren Herzog.
We knew that he was going to end up talking with us.
And Herzog finally tells the whole story.
Got close closing time, yes. Cindy wanted to go party. So, she kind of talked to me and Wes.
The agreement was basically that they would be using methamphetamine and they'd meet Cindy Vanderheiden at the cemetery.
So we went over to meet Cindy at the plants. I heard a click. I knew what it was. I just got it, man. Man, I started getting out of the car then. It was too late. He was a slash and hacking, man. She was tough. She's tougher than I am, I think.
Although the body of Cindy Vanderheiden is never found, Wesley Shermantine is convicted of her murder in February 2001. He's also convicted of the murder of Chevelle Wheeler, and he's sentenced to death in both cases. Shermantine is appealing the verdict. Lauren Herzog pleads guilty to voluntary manslaughter in the Cindy Vanderheiden case. He gets 14 years in prison.